Of course, any one of you who has spent more than 35 seconds in a casino, and I'm not going to ask for hands, knows that a slot machine gallery doesn't necessarily give you an image of the most soul-enriching way to spend your time. You watch rows of people, all of whom are, of course, beautiful, handsome, exactly like the folks that you see in the advertisements. Exactly like that. This is a row of absolutely beautiful people, and they're sitting there, and, well, you watch them putting in their money. And then they're pressing a button. And they're pressing a button. And they're pressing a button. Pressing a button. And they put in some more money. Press a button. Press the button. Wow. That's so exciting. I mean, I'm a gamer. You know, if I'm going to lay down $50 for a game, I want to get at least 60 hours of gameplay out of it, not, 10 minutes. It's not gaming. It's not gaming at all. It's gambling. Gambling. Now, as dull as this seems to me, for a lot of people, it's exciting. And it's exciting for reasons that psychologists have discovered for years. They test rats, and rats respond to machines like that in exactly the same way we do. The prospect of getting something. Whether it's a little pellet of food or a small portion of what you just paid into that machine, the prospect of those winnings, the anticipation of beating the odds, of hearing the little sound that comes when you've won. Those things get our brains all fired up. It's just the way we're wired. They get us all excited. That potential, that prospect. And so our brains pump up opiates, pour out those natural things that make us feel good, and allow us to forget the outside world for a while, and how little we have in our bank account for a while, and how much we owe on our credit cards for a while. Some folks can handle that buzz, but many can't. It can become an addiction, and for people who are on a limited income or a fixed income, people who are struggling financially, people who are trying to start out in life, gambling can become a destructive and all-consuming obsession. And yes, it is a tax. We don't name it that, but that's what it is. It's a tax on the poor. It's a tax on the addicted. It's a tax that shatters families. It's a tax that tears apart relationships. It's a tax that shatters communities. The leader of this nation's primary gaming industry, lobbying group, lives over in McLean, was recently asked, would you want a casino or slot machines in McLean? Did he say yes? He actually did not. He said, no, I wouldn't. It would reduce property values in my community. He wants it somewhere else, preferably where people are already poor. The modern day tax collectors for hire, the modern day unrepentant Zacchaeuses of the gaming industry could not care less. They are getting their huge bite off the top. What does it matter what broader impacts it has, or if it tears apart a community that is not the gated enclave in which they and their rich friends live? The money's getting raised, isn't it? Schools are getting funded, aren't they? What does it matter how you do it? And there has been, over these last decades, in every state where slots have come up, a consistent resistance on the part of churches, with the one part of the community that constantly says, don't do this. We oppose this approach to revenue. And And though we resist it in state after state after state, our opposition gets rolled back. The desire, the lure to simply solve the problem easily with easy money is just too strong. But it's an important desire to resist. Because that's not how funds should be raised in an open democracy that cares about its citizens. It's also not how we go about raising revenue in God's kingdom. Because right here, starting today and running through the next Sunday, we're in the middle of revenue-raising season ourselves here at Trinity. And I think from the context of this sermon, you can be pretty sure there won't be slot machines downstairs next. They were universal.